he has apologized.
All right, coming up on the eve of Wild Card Weekend, Joe Fortenbaugh is here with his top picks to keep an eye on as the NFL postseason gets underway. Plus, before Quinn Ewers faces off against his former team, we go one-on-one with the Longhorns quarterback who shares how a brief stop at Ohio State helped put him in position to lead Texas' matchup through the CFP. And there he is, the guy with the most Texas name of all time, former Texas quarterback Colt McCoy. Oh, my goodness. Two-time All-American with Texas between 06 and 09, arguably one of the best to ever do it down there in Austin. We'll get you set coming up.
In here, I can feel it.
Your odds maker set our total win total at 4, so sometimes we love to prove all of you wrong. By the way, Bills 22-0 straight up at home when they're favored by at least 8 points. That's pretty good.
From L's Johnny Tryhards to our Philadelphia Eagles.
I was snot rocket right there.
Let's talk about the Eagles and the Packers, because this is a line that keeps on moving up.
All over the place because of a lot of injury uncertainty. A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, like Philadelphia, not a big bet, mostly a bet against Green Bay here. Number one, Packers against teams with a winning record. This is to Elle's credit. She said this a few weeks ago on First Take.
Trying to make up right now.
Kind of, yeah. It is in my notes,
No,
though.
tell him what I said that was good.
It is in my notes. I give Elle credit. The Packers can't beat good teams against the top 3 teams in the NFC. Philly, Detroit, and Minnesota, 0-5, allowing 30 points per game. Loss to Christian Watson looms large here. Game number 2, Buccaneers -3 over the Commanders. Not a believer in Washington. Fun season, lots of red flags. First 8 weeks of the year, they were second in offensive efficiency. Since then, 14th in offensive efficiency. 6 wins on the final play of the game. 8-2 in games decided by 7 or fewer points. Easiest schedule in the NFC. It all comes to an end in Tampa. And then finally, over 47.5 points between the Rams and the Vikings. When these two met back in October, total was 46.5. They put 50 on the board. That was a game where Minnesota had to travel across the country on a Thursday night. Tough spot, still a lot of scoring. Matthew Stafford against the blitz, one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL, and Brian Flores loves to blitz. On top of that, I think the number's down a little bit because we just saw the Vikings lay an egg against the Lions.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening in this game. That offense will get back on track.
And a reminder for our audience, this game is not going to be played at SoFi in L.A. It's moved to Glendale, Arizona. That game, Monday Night Football on ESPN. Joe, you're more than welcome to come back on my side. Can he come back?
You know, it's totally fine because a wise philosopher named Kevin Garnett once told us, anything is possible.
You know who's carrying that theme right now? Texas. He's going to
right.
break down Ohio State, Texas coming up.
You know what's very possible tonight for that guy, Quinn Ewers, because he enters the night with 27 career wins as a starter. That's tied for 4th most in Texas history. Quite possible that he could pass Sam Ehlinger with another win tonight. We are 37 minutes from kick, Ohio State, Texas at the Cotton Bowl. Kevin?
Hell, he was a Texas high school legend who left the state and went north, ending up at Ohio State. But after one season on the bench in Columbus, Quinn Ewers realized his dream was in Austin, and now he's on the cusp of becoming a Texas college legend. To get there, he has to beat his old team for the chance to play in the national championship. Ewers sat down with our Pete Thamel.
This is going to come down to a 4th down.
It was kind of like a blacked out moment. I just remember thinking, this is it, this is all or nothing right here. It was a great call by Coach Sark, giving me a chance to change protection if they showed a certain type of...
Got some chill bumps. Hi, it's Kevin and Elle. 30 minutes for you here on SportsCenter for pregame into the McAfee Field Pass, which I'm sure will be no fun at all. Paul Feinbaum's going to join us in moments. He'll help us with the matchup as he's looking at early on.
Plus, Joe Fortenbaugh has his best bets ahead of tonight's Cotton Bowl. It is the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. They dealt with some weather earlier in the week in Arlington, but we are ready indoors. It kicks off 7:30 Eastern, Ohio State, Texas on ESPN. Texas quarterback Quinn Ewers began his collegiate career at Ohio State before transferring in 2022. This will mark the first time a starting quarterback faces his former school in a college football playoff game. On the other side, Buckeyes starter Will Howard, plenty of experience against Texas. Howard faced the Longhorns 3 times during his time at Kansas State in the Big 12, turning the ball over 5 times in those games and losing all 3 meetings. And the Longhorns defense will need to bring some pressure to slow down this Ohio State offense. Will Howard has only been pressured 21% of his dropbacks through 2 playoff games, but when he is, man, the completion percentage falls by more than 20% and just the 2-to-1 touchdown to INT ratio. So keeping him clean, the key for the Buckeyes. SportsCenter on the road, presented by Geico, as we got you covered on both sides. Let's start with Laura Rutledge, who's with Texas.
Tonight in this Cotton Bowl between Texas and Ohio State, it's a big night for Quintravian Wisner, the running back who's gotten more opportunity after starting his career at Texas as mostly a special teams player. He said he's on a mission to win a national championship, and that mission started when they lost to Washington. Didn't sit well with him. He's fought for these opportunities every single day with a work ethic that he said comes from his mom, Angie, watching her work multiple jobs growing up, taking care of their family. He said that's why he works as hard as he does tonight. Of course, Angie will be in attendance as the Wisner family is really excited about the opportunity presented on this field behind me. Let's go to Holly Rowe with more on Ohio State.